I was saying, but forget sniffing firmly.
How do you sniff firmly?
All right, guys, don't worry. The audio is recording this time.
You have to have a very firm nose, which is like.
Damn it, my nose has been unstable this whole
I
time.
missed the first part of that conversation.
You gotta crinkle the nose into a very rough format so that it can't be moved.
Could you do that because you had a broken nose before?
Yeah, so that...
Yeah. Actually, what you call it?
Dude, my nose is...
I actually don't have as much bone up here as the average person does. It moves more than it should.
Yeah!
I see it.
Fucking Wario ass nigga.
It feels weird to do it, but...
I wonder if you guys can hear
what
my
it is.
nose crack.
Oh, I
Ew.
hear it. I hear it.
Stop it.
It's like someone tapping their mic gently.
Ew. What the fuck are you doing?
I can crack my finger.
You are all disgusting.
I can put my toe up here and do that.
No! No!
I'm not going to. It's too much work.
What's going on, guys? It is episode 17 of the Mark Podcast. What's going on?
Shut up.
Hey, my intro. I'm Wesley. You know, we out here reaching peak human. You know, that's the model for 2020.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's how it is.
So yeah, that's what we're doing.
I'm not gonna ask.
My name's Haig. I don't get enough sleep at night.
You want to talk about it?
No, move on.
Exactly.
Next
Did
person.
we hear talk about something?
Okay.
Are you okay, man?
Anyway, what it is, people? It's your boy Trey, aka Boobus Batch, aka the butteriest biscuit in the batch, aka the elite hands.
That's a new one. There you go.
I thought you were gonna say the elite ham.
That too. And lastly,
And I'm Nico.
Mr. Behind the technology.
I thought you were gonna say the elite Buhan.
Why?
why would you think that?
Because why wouldn't
It
you?
was
say
not
it?
even close to what I was gonna say.
Oh, so you stupid.
Elite wasn't even involved.
Yeah, what's going on, guys?
Yeah,
Wow, nice.
that's it. That's it. Show's over. No.
Exactly.
All right.
We just came in to say hi, you know.
Yeah. Welcome to the Market Podcast. We talk about video games here,
And occasionally other things.
among other things. And we got a pretty simple show for you guys today. Just a simple one, you know. Just some news, some trailers, and some more news. Nothing crazy.
I heard nudes both times, and I was very excited because the second time it almost confirmed.
Wow.
Think what you want to think, but you might get disappointed.
I was like, did he say nudes? He said nudes. We're getting nudes.
Nope. That's not what's happening.
Man can dream.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
So,
F.
one piece of housekeeping. Still haven't done the Death Stranding podcast. I haven't edited that shit.
Oh yeah, we did do that.
I've been busy.
Or you did do that.
Wesley, can you edit it? Maybe. If not, I'll try to get around to it.
Give you the resources and you slowly work on it.
I mean,
And then you come back to us saying it's not good, it wasn't filmed well. And then you don't want to do it again.
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll talk about it.
That's
We'll
it.
talk about it.
Hike's camera's blurry the entire time.
Why can't Hike hold a camera?
No one was even holding cameras.
Why can't this tripod hold the camera correctly?
Asshole.
Could you imagine just the kid, the tripod's just sitting there
Exactly.
shaking the whole time?
Alright. That's enough of that joke.
Yeah, no,
Like
but
has Parkinson's.
we'll figure that out. Don't worry about it. It'll come out when it's ready.
No, you should worry about it.
I'm worrying about it.
There you go. Someone knows how to take advice.
All right, let's hop into the news, guys.
It's like I'm immediately worried about it.
Let's go window shopping.
All right.
Start sweating.
Bring us in.
All right, starting off today with a big ass story. BioWare, you know, big studio EA,
Be a war.
responsible
Yeah, they got
for,
a couple people.
responsible for Mass Effect,
Just a
Dragon Age, and the most recently released game Anthem. Is now is working on a substantial reinvention of Anthem. So
Well, it's about damn time.
if you recall, we discussed this before because back in November there was sources reported to Kotaku that was the thing that was going to happen. Though it hadn't been confirmed yet. Now it's kind of confirmed because they talked about it. So yeah. So there's a blog post. I'm gonna read parts of this article as well. Hey. Okay. Yeah. So they're seeking to reinvent Anthem's gameplay in a longer-term redesign, basically. So
But does longer term mean like they're gonna take over a long course of time to revamp it, or
I don't think so.
not sure.
I think that means it sets the gameplay up in a way where the game has long replayability and content rather than it being something you can get through in like a week of playing or something.
That's a good point. Let's see what they say.
That's probably what that means.
This is from studio head Casey Hudson, and the quote from the blog post reads, "Over the coming months, we'll be focusing on a longer-term redesign of the experience, specifically working to reinvent the core gameplay loop with clear goals, motivating challenges, and progression with meaningful rewards, while preserving the fun of flying and fighting in a vast science fantasy setting. And to do that, to do that properly, we'll be doing something we'd have liked to done more of the first time around, giving a focused team the time to test and iterate, focusing on gameplay first." So there's that. Because Anthem is a mess.
yes,
It has been a mess since it launched almost a year ago. The Christmas decorations in the game were still up recently, which is the thing that is happening. Their winter event was like their Christmas event was still kind of like going on.
I didn't know they had a Christmas event.
I didn't know they were. I didn't know they were adding anything to the game.
Yeah, they're still supporting it. It's just not like huge right now.
Oh jeez.
Hey, instead of fixing the game, here's Christmas lights.
Here's Christmas.
So here I have the whole blog post here. So let me see what I want to read about from here. Let's see. It says, over the last year, the team has worked hard to improve stability, performance, and general quality of life while delivering 3 seasons of new content and features. There has been content. We
Every
have
game has content.
We have also heard your feedback that Anthem needs a more satisfying loot experience, better long-term progression, and a more fulfilling endgame. So we recognize that there's still more fundamental work to be done to bring out the best or the full potential of the experience, and it will require a more substantial reinvention than an update or expansion.
You mean like not making the first gun you get in the game be the most powerful gun in the game?
Yeah.
I know they already fixed that, but god damn.
Over the coming months, we'll be focusing on this is the kind of the part that we already saw. Yeah, we read that part. It says, in the meantime, we will continue to run the current version of Anthem, but move away from full seasons as the team works towards the future of Anthem. We'll keep the game going with events, store refreshes, and revisiting past seasonal and Cataclysm content, starting with our anniversary towards the end of the month. Creating new worlds is essential to our studio mission, but it's not easy. Sometimes we get it right, sometimes we miss. What keeps us going is the support from players like you. Your feedback gives us guidance on how we can improve, and your passion inspires us with the courage to create. I look forward to working together with your involvement and feedback towards the best possible future for Anthem. That's the end of the blog post. So this is put up today, February 10th. Quite frankly, I am very cautiously optimistic. I'm really excited because Anthem as a concept, the concept of Anthem, the game, is awesome.
Yes,
definitely.
It's a shooter where you're in these like javelin suits and you're flying around and you're shooting things and you're infiltrating old like tombs and you're getting these artifacts and stuff like that. And then there's a whole loot system in there. So like that whole idea is awesome, and I played it a little bit in the beta, and it was cool for that for sure. So that's why I'm happy that they're going. And I was expecting this, honestly, especially after we heard the sources from the studio saying this back in November. I was expecting this to happen because, one, this is a big game for EA to kind of just throw under the bus, and they already they've even fixed Battlefront 2, which is. I hear that a lot recently. A lot of people were saying Battlefront 2 has been drastically improved, and it's actually a really good game now. People are playing it. It's making the money. And that's not. That's Star Wars, but it's not as nearly as big as this game was probably from an optics perspective.
Yeah.
it was a new IP for a studio that's really popular for some pretty big games.
Yeah, they've already sunk so much into this. It
Yeah.
would not be worth it just to throw it away.
Especially considering that the next game coming out of BioWare is probably Dragon Age 4, which is a drastically different game than this. It's it's an older fantasy looking RPG game, and this is more of an online thing. So
Yeah.
they're kind of different projects that they can kind of work on separately. So yeah, I'm really glad to see this this is getting a revamp. So, like other games have, like No Man's Sky and some other games that have gotten revamps, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. I mean, Destiny's gotten revamps too, so things like that. Similar.
Sure.
If only they could have done that with Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it's a shame.
they don't care about fighting games.
Well, that's also Capcom. That's not EA. But yes,
Does my statement not is my statement not true? EA doesn't care about fighting games.
you're right, but they also don't make fighting games.
And even if they did, I don't think it'd be good.
Yeah.
That
So
wouldn't be good
we
at
don't
all.
know when the
I'm
actual.
surprised they actually didn't try a new Star Wars fighting game.
Yeah, don't
That might happen
don't
someday.
suggest that.
Hey, EA.
Don't put that out on the internet.
You may not be thinking of doing it, but do it. Not because I think it'll do well. I just want to see how you'd fail.
Wow.
I don't know. Who would make that? Like, what studio would make that? But that'd be
Oh, you'd
interesting.
be surprised. There'd be a lot of studios who'd probably be like, EA asked us to make a game and they're funding it. Yes.
That'd be cool.
Forget yes.
But I don't think they've outsourced any of the Star Wars games to an external studio yet. So we'll see. I mean, that'd be cool if they were just like, "Hey, Arc System Works will pay you. Make a Star Wars fighting game."
That'd be weird.
What that even?
That'd be the way to do it, though. Is you do some like.
Make Star Wars anime.
I think
that
that's
even
actually
look
what you call it. Colin was answering a question on a podcast a few months ago about like what they could do with different Star Wars games, other than Battlefront, which we've had, and Fallen Order, which we just got. And he was saying if they were to make a fighting game, Arc System Works would be the guys to do it because they're just so good at making fighting games.
They're on a. They just making hit after hit after hit, which I'll actually get on that a little bit later.
For sure. Also, I guess maybe it shows something that the support for this game is big enough because the blog website went down earlier when they put this up. I was trying to get to it and it was gone. I couldn't.
shoot.
It wouldn't load the website, but it's back up now. So yeah, if you're interested, go check that out and look forward to it. We don't have a release date on it yet.
Last thing I'll say, they better acknowledge the people that have stuck with them.
Oh, for sure. I hope so.
More than just like, thank you.
Like if they were to do like a big thing where they do this huge update that they kind of charge as an expansion because stuff like this takes money, you would hope that people who really sunk time into the game wouldn't have to pay that, or something along those lines.
Or like give them some badass gear.
Yeah.
That's like exclusive to the people who stuck it out with something.
Let's hope.
Something.
I'm a bit reluctant because it's EA and I know they want to make money on things.
No, I'm not getting the game until it's out, and I know that it's solid.
Yeah, what would really benefit from this game too, which we talked about before, is crossplay.
Yes.
Yes,
Or even cross save like Destiny does. Something like that would be awesome.
please.
All right, sure. Moving on. All right, that's the big news story for today. We got some other things though.
Speaking of fighting games,
Indeed. The official lineup for EVO 2020 has been revealed. And it includes these games: Under Night in Birth, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Dragon Ball Fighters, Tekken 7, Marvel vs. Capcom 2,
That's
Street
interesting.
Fighter 5 Champion Edition, specifically, for some reason, Soul Calibur 6, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, and Samurai Showdown.
Why Marvel vs. Capcom 2?
So
This is a Trey question.
I'm asking Trey directly.
So I'll get to that in a second. I'll just go through the lineup here. So to be clear, wow, I actually didn't mean to make that pun. The Under Night in Birth, this is the new one that came out last month or like will come out soon. It's coming out within the first quarter of this year.
Oh, I didn't even
I
know
have to
there
look
was
up the
an-
release date.
Yeah, you see, I saw the subtitle under this game, and I didn't know if it was relevant because it's ridiculous.
Yeah, they just call it Uniclear. because because the little parentheses
that's
is
okay.
CL-R.
Yeah, because it says like it's like EXE lost clear or something like that, some weird thing.
Yeah, no, they just call it. They just like Under Night in Birth, just uni and then clear.
Okay, that's easy to
Because they
remember.
have like what was like uni late or uni late, something like that.
I didn't even know a new one was coming out.
Yep. In this one, they're adding at least one or two new characters, which is he's an ice swordsman, and he looks dope. So I might give that game a try. But yeah, pretty much the Under Night community was just like, you mean they actually care about this game? Yes, please give me. So they've been hyped for that ever since. Smash Bros. Ultimate. I mean, what did you expect? It's the biggest fighting game. Dragon Ball FighterZ, again, what did you expect?
Yeah.
And I know like Dragon Ball FighterZ last year was not a like big title game at EVO, but I think at least partially, I think that was to kind of push sales for BB Tag,
Oh yeah.
because Dragon Ball FighterZ didn't need to prove anything. It didn't need to sell anything. BB Tag did.
Yes.
But now that BB Tag it's been established, and for the most part, everyone who was going to play it has already played it, or already has it. Just put Dragon Ball FighterZ back in, because everyone still loves that game. Tekken 7, obvious.
Yeah.
Tekken 7 is like the best selling Tekken thus far.
Oh wow.
Marvel, that's gonna be the longer one. Street Fighter 5. It's Street Fighter.
Yeah, not really surprised.
You
there.
kind of can't have EVO without Street Fighter.
It's true.
Yeah. And then this Champion Edition is this new thing that they did with like it's like a new release of it basically.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Like Destiny, when they have like, hey, here's all of the DLC or whatever. Like it's a different edition.
Yeah, like the
Some
Legendary Edition or something like that. Yeah.
some things will be changed. Soul Calibur 6.
Not too surprising.
It's just a fighting game that's just very solid. Mm-hmm. They just kind of keep to themselves and have fun.
I kind of want to watch that. I want to see what that's like.
Samurai Showdown, another one. New characters actually coming out pretty soon, I think. Fun game.
Yeah.
It's like a very ground-based game.
That was there
which
last year, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is the exact opposite of Fighters, which is like a lot like ground and mainly air-based. Grand Blue Fantasy. In NA, it doesn't come out until May, beginning of May, I think. But right now, if you do like a roundabout method, I think you can play it, and you'll just be on like a Japanese server or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
The servers are if you've ever played an Arc System Works game before, it's that netcode. It's not the best, but it's far from the worst.
Yeah.
But it's similar to Samurai Showdown. It's a very ground-based fighting game. You won't have ridiculously long combos, but you'll have satisfying combos. There's a story there. Characters are cool. It's dope. From what I've seen.
I watched the anime.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Champions Edition. So, okay. You'll notice that one game is not here that probably should be.
Mortal Kombat 11.
Mortal Kombat 11 is not here, which is very surprising considering Joker came out last month and Spawn will come out next month.
And Mortal Kombat 10 was pretty big back throughout this generation.
Yes.
And Mortal Kombat 11 just came out last year, didn't it?
Yeah. And it's still very popular. I think it's the second most popular fighting game right now behind Smash. Except for maybe Dragon Ball FighterZ, but regardless.
Yeah.
It's not. Now, because Addy made this mistake 2 days ago, so I had to hand him the L.
As you do.
Just always with Addy. Just because a fighting game is not on this list of 9 does not mean it's not going to show up at EVO at all. EVO is a celebration of fighting games. They have tournaments for Sailor Moon R, the most cruel and BS fighting game ever. They have tournaments for that, and it lasts a day, I think. So yeah, BB Tag is still going to be there. Mortal Kombat 11 is still going to be there. It just won't be like a main focus game for them.
Yeah.
It's not going to be like a showcase game. So why is Marvel 2 here?
That's my question.
So partially because, I'd say mainly because, it is the 20-year anniversary of this game.
Okay.
This game came out 20 years ago. And when it came out, it absolutely, like, everyone's focus that might have been on any other fighting game was immediately shifted to this game. Because the game was just so dope. Now, for those who have played it, and again, this is me grabbing information from Maximilian Dude, who's amazingly large in the fighting game community. At first, going from Marvel 1 to Marvel 2, no one liked Marvel 2. Because they got rid of like a button or two, so people were just like, this is just like the nerfed version of Marvel 1. But then people started playing characters like Magneto, Iceman, Cyclops. Oh god, Cyclops. And they were like, oh no, this game's actually nuts. This game is like a heavy amount of bullshit.
Okay.
And so everyone hopped on that game. It's a staple in the fighting game community. It's like, oh, you remember Marvel 2? It's like, fucking of course I remember Marvel 2. It was that game.
Okay.
So yeah, we think that we're going to get another version of that game because right now you can't just straight up buy Marvel 2 and just play it.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Well,
old.
not without dropping at least $70. So yeah, I think they think there's going to be some type of like different type of release for the game like at the end of the year.
Yeah, you know how they kind of they re-released UMVC 3 on modern consoles, probably something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So not like a full remaster or anything.
It might be, but I doubt it.
Yeah.
Like if anything, it's like, hey, these list of characters are not as bullshit. And believe it or not, I actually learned off of Max's video that one of the top players, like one of the higher ranked players, one tournament actually broke a Dreamcast.
Jeez.
Because that's what they play Marvel 2 on, a Dreamcast. And they said that something was like so inconsistent on it that he got so mad he broke a Dreamcast.
Jesus Christ.
It's crazy. Is your phone muted?
I was just looking at when it came out.
Is your phone muted?
It came out in
think?
in
No, it's on
2000.
vibrate.
For the PS2, the Dreamcast. It was an arcade game and the original Xbox as well. And then eventually it came to PS3, 360, and iOS as well.
I can't remember which version it was. It might have been the PS3. It was either the PS3 or PS2 version, I think he said, that don't play one of those versions because there is an even heavier amount of bullshit in it. Like, Cable's special is frame 0, which if you don't know
Jeez.
frame 1 is usually like the fastest anything can go. Frame 0 means it happens instantly.
Yeah.
So if you are not immediately blocking when Cable uses his super, you'll get hit. I'd say it's one of the few instances where you can raw super and people will be like, yeah, that's the strat. You just raw super with this character. But yeah.
All right.
Interesting.
I thought of a pun, and
boy.
it passed over like 2-3 minutes ago, but I still
Damn
have
it.
to say it. Y'all were talking about giving Addy the L. Call him Laddie.
Get out.
That's gonna be his next name next time.
That's
he catches
literally
the
what I
video.
was gonna do. I'm putting that as his name, and he's not gonna know until Friday.
Facts.
He's going to ask for an explanation. You're like,
I'm
no.
gonna be like, you're gonna have to wait till Friday.
Exactly. Fine. Just do that.
Yeah, laddie.
All right.
I mean, hopefully he notices that his name is in the name.
I don't know. That surprises me.
That's true.
That's your good
wanting them to
fighting
die
games fill
recently.
for today from Trey over here.
Oh no, it's not the Phil.
We got more?
We got a little more.
I don't know. Do it.
Freaking do we?
Yeah.
Next thing though is so we talked about this briefly last week during the podcast because it dropped after we were talking about the rumors. We're getting a remastered version of the Wii U exclusive The Wonderful 101 from Platinum Games.
It's true.
It is being made for the Nintendo Switch and more. Here's the details. So they launched a Kickstarter during our podcast last week with a goal of raising about $45,000 because this was in yen at the time. And they're currently sitting at $1.5 million raised.
Jesus Christ. What's the
45,000 to 1.5 million.
What's the percentage on that? Hold on, let me see.
You could check that. Might even say it in the actual Kickstarter.
It does, but I'm not gonna open that up.
The stretch goals for the kicks. There's obviously stretch goals because they knew they were going to raise more than they needed to because
1/3.
people love this
I
game.
think that is. Did I do that math right? I think I did. I think that's 33. 3,300%. So 3,300%.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my
over
God.
the.
Over the goal.
Asked for a goal.
Jeez.
Jesus Krampus.
The stretch goals for the Kickstarter that have been reached so far are a Steam version, a PS4 version, a Time Attack game mode, and a 2D side-scrolling game mode starring the character Luca. The two goals that have yet to be reached are a remix soundtrack with a new special guest or something like that on it, and a second part to the side-scrolling game that I mentioned before. So, yeah. So you're getting the game and extras. And it's coming to PC and PS4 as well. Xbox wasn't listed here, but it wouldn't surprise me if it comes there later anyway, because they probably have so much money now. Because it's just a remaster. It's not like a whole new game. The game is targeting 1080p 60 FPS for console versions, as well as an ultra-wide support for PC. And there's a lot more information on the Kickstarter, so if you're interested, go look at it. Because there's a lot to go through. So
Alrighty.
And real quick, if your concern is like, oh, why don't they just put it on every platform? Because porting is very hard.
Oh, we
and
definitely
expensive.
talked about this.
We did.
yeah,
And just a friendly reminder.
it costs money.
Costs money and time, depending on what console you're doing it for.
Yeah, of course now, like I said, it's a lot easier to go between this generation. Well, not all of them, but between PS4 and Xbox One because they're the same architecture. But there's still obviously barriers to hoops to jump through over there. And then of course it costs money too to like get things certified and all that stuff when you're putting the game on the console. So this is the first game.
I don't know what happened.
What are you doing? This is the first game in Platinum's 4. Remember we talked about it last week?
Yes.
We weren't sure what it was, but it turned out towards the end that this is the first of 4 projects being revealed.
Indeed.
So we don't know what that means. We don't know if all 3 of the projects are going to be full-fledged games and or remasters and stuff like that. Let me check right now. Let's see if there's a new thing added here because I checked before the podcast and it wasn't.
I
No.
getcha.
Number
How
2
do you
is
want me
still
to get it
coming
to you?
soon. So we shall see. Keep an eye on 4.platinumgames.com if you're curious. Chief, did you hit the mic with that?
Yeah.
Considering it's been a week
shit's
since they announced the Wonderful 101, I would
Yep.
hope that something else is coming today, but we'll have to wait and find out. Looking forward to seeing what that is because I'm almost certain we're going to get something near related. Out of 4 games, it has to be something.
There has to be something near related. Come on, man.
Alrighty.
Lastly, has anybody played the Wonderful 101?
Nope.
No, but I think my
I've seen
cousins
those.
have, and they're like, "This is dope."
Yeah, it seems
I
like a
did-
cool game. I haven't really heard of it until this whole thing
I
started.
didn't even hear of it until last week's podcast.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't even hear about this until I started hearing the rumors.
I've seen the characters before.
They look pretty cool.
Wait, what?
Oh, yeah, I'll probably play it maybe if it comes to since it's coming to other platforms. Maybe I'll check it out because it was one of the games that was stranded on Wii U. That 13 million people had a Wii U,
It was
which
just,
is a small number compared to like every other console.
odds are if it originated on the Wii U, most people did not play it, with a few exceptions.
I mean, like Smash 4 has to be like one of the most played games on the Wii U, doesn't it?
Smash
Probably,
4,
yeah.
Mario Kart
Most likely,
8,
yeah.
Splatoon.
That's like it.
Yeah. From the most played, and then Mario Maker.
Yeah.
Mario Maker, I think that was the one I was forgetting.
Those are the big ones because beyond that, I
They were
mean,
just-
you could say Breath of the Wild, but that cross launched.
Yes. There were just a lot of games that were just like, oh, this is cool. Never mind.
There's still games stuck on the Wii U that should come off of it. If you can go find articles out there that talk about what games are still stuck on the Wii U. Most of them from Nintendo themselves are on the Switch now.
There are also just a lot of games where it's like I said, for like the first week, oh, this game's dope. After that first week, never mind, this game's dick. Like,
That's sad.
what's the ARMS?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
What
that
was
was
it?
on Switch though.
ARMS, Pokken. I thought ARMS was on. Wii U.
No.
No, it was
was
a
just
Switch
Switch.
game.
It was like a launch.
It was one of the. It was
game,
one of
right?
the early games for the Switch.
Yeah.
Huh. But there was Pokken, Star Fox. Is it? Move on to the next topic.
Oh yeah, that's the thing that happened. Oops. Um,
We're never getting another Star Fox game again. God damn it.
we should get that movie though. I want to get that movie. Come on, Gary Whitta, do it. Next thing, we have an interesting article here. Forget up. We have an interesting article here about how Phil Spencer, head of Xbox, views Xbox's competition going forward. So the article over here on The Verge from Tom Warren says Microsoft's Xbox boss says Amazon and Google are the main competitors going forward. Now, there's a caveat to this, obviously. So we're gonna read into it here. This was in an interview with a website called Protocol. He says, when you talk about Nintendo and Sony, we have a ton of respect for them, but we see Amazon and Google as the main competitors going forward. That's not to disrespect Nintendo and Sony. The traditional gaming companies are somewhat out of position. Or he said, but the traditional gaming companies are somewhat out of position. I guess they could try to recreate Azure, but we've invested tens of billions of dollars in the cloud over the years. So what he's talking about here is he's talking about that going forward, the Amazon and Google of the world are going to be a lot more significant in getting gaming into the average person's hands. And Xbox, specifically with Microsoft in particular, is the best positioned to combat that because of they're the second biggest cloud provider in the world behind Amazon. And then Google's a very big one as well, obviously, with Gmail and Google Drive and all their other services that they provide as well. So he's talking about here that, that's one of his, that's their competitor going forward. Is there any more here that's interesting that we should read? Obviously, Google has its Stadia service. We've talked about how Amazon is, we've talked about rumors that Amazon's also launching their own service in the future, which would be pretty big as well. And that probably would do better because you have the Twitch integration and all that. We were talking about that. What does this say here? Spencer has previously discussed the threat of Amazon and Google as competitors, but not in such clear terms. He has also previously stated that Microsoft's gaming business, quote, isn't about how many consoles you sell, and acknowledges this further by noting that Microsoft isn't interested in getting into a future format war with Nintendo and Sony. Quote, I don't want to be in a fight over format wars with those guys while Amazon and Google are focusing on how to get gaming to 7 billion people around the world. Ultimately, that's the goal. With the whole isn't about how many consoles you sell. It's talking about because games is really where you make games, software, and services right now is where you make the most money these days in the gaming industry. And then of course you also have things like the fact that Sony's actually kind of with Microsoft on this because they're actually using Microsoft's Azure. Remember we talked about they have a partnership now, which is very surprising to people when that happened. So yeah, and then obviously Nintendo and Microsoft have some sort of fun relationship there too. So in some ways, it's really about Microsoft with leading the charge, with Sony and Nintendo at their sides or behind them, kind of going against Amazon and Google, who are going to try to get gaming to more people with more of a wide appeal. That's what this is about.
So basically, because gaming now with cloud stuff has opened up in terms of platform, there's different ways to game. You don't need the console. You can have any device that can play the game from the cloud. Basically, that brought in Amazon and Google into the market for video games, and so that's why they're now competitors.
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially because they have very large infrastructures of servers, like we said. Google has Stadia, which is rough right now, but I would imagine they're going to stick with it, and they're going to try to make this something that can compete. And then Amazon obviously is going to want to compete in this space. They've competed in a lot of spaces in the world right now, and they're definitely looking to get into this one, I'd imagine. They already have Twitch as a gaming stake, and they already own their own game studio, as well as have their own game engine. But I don't know how many people actually use that game engine right now. So
There's what was I gonna say?
they also offer game hosting, like server hosting services through their AWS stuff.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
So yeah, big stuff happening with gaming industry wise
I remembered.
going into the future.
I was gonna say, Google Stadia definitely has money for it to earn in the long run. It's just at a low point right now. Then they gotta fix it,
Yeah,
and the market's gotta expand.
as we talked about last week, because people are getting upset. They're not really adding enough new games recently. Though they said they have a lot to announce. They have a lot of games that are coming out this year, for Stadia. They haven't done anything in a while, and people are kind of getting frustrated. So, yeah, they have a lot to work on there. We have more related news to this later on in the podcast as well. Any other thoughts?
Could you talk a little louder?
Yes.
Forget whispering that right after.
That's not what I was asking. All right, continue. What's next?
All right. Moving on. Activision has announced that more remastered games will be coming in the future. When you think of Activision and remasters, you think of Crash Bandicoot. You think of Spyro. You think of You think of Modern Warfare remaster that came out a couple years ago. You think of games like that. The quote from their CEO says, in addition, this is during an earnings call, in addition, our business units will continue to tap into our portfolio of beloved IP to bring several remastered and reimagined experiences to our players in 2020, which we'll announce closer to launch. So there will be things coming out this year, and we won't hear about them until shortly before they launch. So the question I have for you guys is, what can you think of that you'd like to see remastered from Activision? Games that they've published or developed over the years.
I'm gonna have to remember
Yeah,
what games they have.
Sorry, ask that again. I wasn't listening.
I said, what games do we want to see Activision remaster and release?
Freaking Activation.
Stupid.
Remaster.
Yo.
Other than Call of Duty, of course, because there's some cool
When I
Call of
think-
Duty stuff you could do.
When I
in there.
think Activision, I just think of Call of Duty. I don't think of anything else. What do they have nowadays?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
All right, research time.
There's
on
like-
the
There's like
podcast.
Guitar Hero
Yeah, I was gonna
stuff.
say there's Guitar Hero, Skyland. They're not bringing back Skylanders.
They're not bringing back Guitar Hero either.
Yeah.
They already tried that.
Deadpool, Tony Hawk. Please,
I
not
liked the
Tony
new
Hawk.
Guitar Hero, but
Please
Yeah,
don't.
so
do
did
it.
I.
Oh, they'll
As you
probably
might be
do.
able to tell
They could do a
from
Tony Hawk remaster, but the
guitars.
problem with that is that there's a lot of licensed music in those games. They could bring back DJ Hero. I know Darius wants that.
True, they could.
I think we've gone away a bit from like the
They should remaster.
not necessarily gimmicky, but like those additional accessories that you hook up to the console. I
that's
think we've gone away from that a
That's
bit.
the unfortunate thing.
That's stuff from the Wii era.
They could bring back the
It's
game in a little
360.
bit different way. Like how there's other games out there that like Rock Band Blitz that you didn't need you didn't need a guitar for. You just used a controller. Wait, what you call it? They should do a remaster of World at War, or like a remake of World at War, Call of Duty, because that game is underrated and I want to play the campaign again.
Who was this? Come on. Damn, never mind.
Why is
What are you
Sekiro
looking
Shadows
at?
Die twice on here?
I don't know.
I
'Cause
didn't know Activision had anything to do with that.
Yeah, they published
They
it.
did? Oh. Was not aware of that. Interesting.
I'm really trying to look for something that I'd like them to.
I would say Destiny.
There's
but
Call
they
of
don't own the
Duty.
rights to that
There's
anymore.
Call of Duty Skylanders. And then
I don't think they do. Like I think that I'm
there's
pretty
some
sure.
Crash stuff.
I don't know if they own the publishing rights to the first game of Destiny still.
Crash Bash, do it.
Create Crash or Bash.
They should.
There's
move it
not
to
really
PC.
anything big that needs it. that they
Yeah,
have
I
under
was
their
looking
belt
at.
right now.
I don't see anything that I really.
Hmm.
I mean, maybe people want prototype.
Yeah,
Prototype was clean.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
yeah, that'd be cool.
I don't
Pretty
remember anything about
pretty
Prototype.
brutal game.
Yeah, I remember when prototype came out, but
I think it was like Prototype came out. I was like, oh, this game's pretty cool. Then Prototype 2 came out, and they're like, okay, this game's pretty dope. And then that was pretty much it. From what I remember, I could be wrong.
In some related news, it also looks like we're getting a Crash Bandicoot game on mobile.
Yay.
Oh, I could definitely see
That's
them
what
doing
I
that.
always wanted.
It appears like it's going to be an endless runner sort of game, which
Okay.
makes sense because it's Crash Bandicoot.
That's exactly what I.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's exactly what
temporary.
I thought of.
It's basically a Crash Bandicoot in general, yeah.
Yeah, which honestly works on the on that platform.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, because that leaked, so we'll probably see that soon. I just wanted to mention that real quickly.
I'm really trying. You keep going. I'm gonna look through this list.
All right. Next on the list here, we have some not really unfortunate news, more like something to be concerned about.
Oh no.
Because it's very uncertain what's going to happen. The Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5 could both see a delay
Oh yeah, I remember hearing
because of the outbreak of the coronavirus over in China and around the world, really. I just saw that like 20-something U.S. residents on a Japanese cruise got it, apparently. It's crazy, man.
That's insane.
What
Are you
doing,
okay?
Nico?
My nose is whistling right now and I'm breathing, so.
Someone, I think it was the For Y'all podcast. That happened to someone on there too. They're just like, yo, you hear my nose whistle?
Yo.
He's sick, man. So yeah. So
No, never mind.
for those who living under a rock, there's a disease that's been breaking out. It started in Wuhan, China, and it's been spreading throughout the world. It hasn't killed anybody outside of China, and I think one person in the Philippines or something like that. So that's good. It doesn't seem as deadly as it could be. But it has infected a lot of people, and it has killed, I think, over 800 people in China right so far.
Which is actually
it's
I
not to be
saw
fucked with.
I saw
It is not to be fucked with.
900 killed and then like 44,000 cases confirmed.
Yeah, it's going up and up by the day. So because of this, a lot of things have been put on hold. A lot of things like factories and stuff like that are you can't they're not working entirely because people can't be in these conditions where they can easily get the disease, where it can easily spread. So because of this, and because the reason why there's so much uncertainty is because we don't know how long this is going to last. Is this going to continue to spread for the next 2 years, or is it going to die down next month and then we're never going to hear about it again?
Please die down the next month.
Yeah, because it's affecting a lot of things. I heard tech-wise, it's affecting like manufacturing,
Yeah, that's the problem. That's what we're talking about, basically.
like phones and stuff too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So China, obviously, as we know, accounts for the absolute majority of game console manufacturing. Because it really can't be made anywhere else because of the different kinds of components that you need to put in these things are all made in China. So that's kind of where the whole thing's made.
And then also, real quick to interject, if you don't know too, the Chinese league for League of Legends, the LPL,
That's right.
still hasn't started
Yeah, they haven't started because
of this, and so they're gonna be way behind.
Are any of the other ones that are like in that region?
I get it, bro.
Like the other guys?
Which is crazy because I actually don't know what they're gonna do.
They're just gonna have to play games
They
games
might-
off camera, or they're gonna have to speed through it in like
Something.
a few weeks or however the time frame, the window.
Oh, these niggas
Well, that's
have
the
to play
thing.
from a
That's the thing is
quarantine
like they
box.
haven't even done it at all. Like
Yeah.
they could have had a no audience show, but they didn't even do that.
Yeah, they're just players are just sitting around right now,
Yeah,
like nothing's happening.
Have them play their games in a quarantine box.
I don't know.
cheap.
I don't see the other.
Yeah, because
They sit in a box.
There's other regions.
In
Yeah,
the
they do.
regions too. I
Have
think.
that shit sealed. Seal them in. Lock them. Oh, by the way, the one game I want to see the Activision remaster is Shrek 2.
Ooh.
Yo, that's actually not a bad idea.
That game was clean.
They just have to make sure they have they just have to get the rights from it for DreamWorks.
That's great. The only thing is because it's a movie game, it's like it's meant for the time for a period of when
Didn't they do
the
that
movie
with
comes
something
out.
else though? Something
I
else
don't
got
think
remastered like that. That was like a movie game.
All I know
Oh
is
no, it's not really a movie game, but SpongeBob Battleground for
Battle for Bikini
Battle
Bottom.
for Bikini Bottom is coming out. It's the rehydrated edition. Is that
It still
Activision?
gets me sick.
I think so. Or no, that's THQ Nordic, isn't
Yeah.
it?
That's right.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Activision
that's
just-
kind of like the same thing.
Activision did some
little
SpongeBob
bit
games
different,
too,
though.
but all I know is Donkey had a move where he would I I guess like I can't remember what it's called, but like he takes his like hind legs and fucking kicks you like 30 miles away.
Jeez.
And like the screen like zooms in for a little bit and then like like it's a good screen. It makes it feel so powerful. Anyway, back to people dying.
They should just they should
Wow.
totally remake that game and just sell it for like $40. Like I'll buy it.
It's damn good.
That's all I need.
Best game I've ever played. Yeah.
Goat status. Yes, I recommend this
I'm
product.
saying when you get to PS2 games, that for some reason I remember that game. Beat that game like 4 times.
Yeah, THQ Nordic for Bikini
But yeah,
Bottom.
back to people dying, like
Yes.
Trey said.
Rehydrated.
96% of video game consoles imported to the United States in 2018 were produced in China.
Whoa.
And developing that here would probably be next to impossible because you're going to need components from China regardless. You can't manufacture the Zen 2 AMD chips that need to go in those consoles here and all that sort of stuff. At least not easily. Hopefully they don't get delayed because that's going to make a bad ripple in the industry.
Yeah.
That would make things very interesting.
My thing is,
Yeah,
as long as I don't get the coronavirus, I'm delayed. It sucks, I know, obviously, but I'd rather not risk my health.
Yes, sir.
All right, we got 4 more stories in the window shopping today. We can move on to some other things. Yo,
Okay,
is that a
whoa.
cosplay?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna put that right here, real quick. Check this out, yo.
Hey,
The set cosplay is
my
crazy.
boy.
I'm sorry for interrupting the podcast, but look at it. Look at it. It's crazy.
Clean
man.
male cosplay. You know
Wes,
what I'm
you didn't
saying?
give me the idea. I was gonna do that anyways. I was gonna name Addie that anyways.
No. I mean, like the name for the idea, or like the idea for the name. You said it came from what Trey said about giving him an L.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Also, I butchered that message, so
Yes.
Next.
Next thing, the Ubisoft head, Mr. Yves Guillemot.
Sure. I'm calling him Gil.
Remember their
no, that's Mr. Mont to you.
Yeah, so what's going on with Gil?
this is their French company.
The French don't like it when you're catching.
So
French Gil.
he had an interesting quote that he said
Actually, no.
during a financial call recently that can be interpreted in a couple different ways. He said he was talking about next-gen systems and backwards compatibility, and he said, quote, "Those consoles will be running almost all the back catalog of the previous consoles. It will be something new in the industry. It will help the old generations to continue to be big consoles on the market for years to come." So, some interesting things here.
What?
So here's this guy obviously knows things, so he can speak to these kinds of things. So there's a few things to unpack here. There's been concern that the PlayStation 5 won't play all the PS4 games through backwards compatibility because they had some wording that they came out. They made a statement like a few months ago. They were just like, we're trying hard and working on backwards compatibility or something like that. And there's concerns like, okay, if you're saying that, then that means it's probably not going very smoothly. So something's up. So now it's like, okay, does that mean that it's not going to play all of the games from the last generation? And then, on top of that, he says it will help the old generations to continue to be big consoles on the market for years to come. Does that mean just the PS4 and the Xbox One, or does that mean all the way back? I mean, we already know Xbox supports games from all the way from the original Xbox going forward to the next generation, but we don't know anything from PlayStation beyond the fact that the PS4 is going to be backwards compatible.
Yeah.
On the PS5. But we were hoping that they would do further, and now it looks like maybe that means that it could. There's there's a few ways you can interpret that statement.
It's very vague.
Yeah. So
we'll find out when we find out.
Yeah,
Know
I mean,
what
like
I'm
at the
saying?
end of the day, it's not the make or break
Oh, that reminds me.
breaking point of the
Yeah,
console,
this is-
but yeah.
No, again,
I know you guys over
get
here
my-
with your PS4s and your
Of
upgraded
course.
5s. You want your older games because
I mean,
more
hell,
content. Ha.
let me get my Jack and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy, because I don't fuck with the other two games.
Let me get my Jack and the Power of Juju from the PS2.
Facts. Let me get my Sly Cooper trilogy. Let me get that.
That was like white.
I'll eat all three of those games up. But if I can't have them, it's alright. I wish I could.
Yeah.
It's alright.
It's going to be really cool if they can do that. That's the thing.
Like I said, first 3 games I'm getting Sly Cooper trilogy, playing through all of them again.
I think the priority is just to make sure that PS4 is backwards compatible on the PS5 because that's going to make it really good.
It makes for a smooth transition.
Yeah, and then on top of that, you can play your older games at a higher frame rate, higher resolution, whatever it may be.
Yeah, upscaled.
Pretty easily upscale them.
That good stuff.
Kind of how we've been doing with the PS4 Pro and stuff like that.
By the way,
Xbox
make
Ones.
Sly Cooper 5.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. I forgot to mention this in the news, so I'm just going to bring it up right now. The PlayStation 5 has an official website now. Like on the PlayStation website, there's an official page for it. If you load it up, you see PS5. It says PlayStation 5 is coming. Launches
With its
holiday
new
2020.
logo.
The same shit.
Just
And
felt like I needed to point that out.
underneath that, it says, we've begun to share some of the incredible features you can expect from PlayStation 5, but we're not quite ready to fully unveil the next generation of PlayStation. Sign up below to be among the first to receive updates as we announce them, including news on the PS5 release date, PS5 price, and upcoming roster of the PS5 launch games. And then you can put your information in here, like your email and stuff.
Sure.
So if you're interested in that, you can go to, just type in PlayStation 5 website on Google and you'll find it. And you can sign up because sometime soon-ish we're going to get some stuff.
Hopefully, I'm tired of waiting.
Though it's definitely obvious now that we're not going to have an event in February for the PS5 because it says, but we're not quite ready to fully unveil the next generation of PlayStation. And this came out like last week, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably coming soon. They're probably going to realize them within the next few months, but not this month. That's that.
I feel that.
Moving on. Next thing. This is for Trey. In a recent survey from Atlas to consumers, the last question of the survey asked if their previous games reported to Switch with no additional new elements, would you play them? Would you want to play them? And the list of games that they put on the survey reads as follows. Revelations Persona, Persona 2, Persona 3, as well as 2 other versions of Persona 3, Persona 4, Persona 4 Golden, Persona 5, Persona 5 Royal, Shin Megami Tensei 3, Shin Megami Tensei 4, and then 4 Apocalypse, Digital Devil Saga Avatar Tuner series, it says, Devil Summoner Soul Hackers, Devil Summoner Raidu Kuzunowa series, Etrian Odyssey series, 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim, Persona Q, Catherine Fullbody, Odin's Fear,
Extreme Anime.
and then Dragon's Crown Pro. It was more so for the
Forget the
Persona
Pro
stuff,
version.
but this is everything that's on this list. So they're like, if we were to port any of these to the Switch without making any changes to them and just put them there, would you play them?
Yes.
And yeah, so
Yeah, I mean,
Give.
I'd assume so. People would play those.
I wonder if you can actually click on this. If you can actually do the survey. Oh, this is in Japanese.
It's all in Japanese, so you can't do the survey.
Nice.
They're racist.
But that is definitely a thing. It'd be really nice if they would put Persona 5 on there. It'd be really good if they put Persona 4 Golden too, because it's kind of stuck on the. It's kind of stuck on the Vita at this point.
Give.
And of course, all the older Persona games would be really nice too, because you can't really play those anymore.
Yeah.
So that'd be pretty cool. I want to play Persona 5 on the Switch because it's like a perfect game to take with you on the go. It also takes a long time to beat it. So, but we'll see if that happens.
God, there was something I was going to say and I can't. Oh yeah, give. Wow.
All right. Persona 5 Scramble is coming to Switch soon. That's a little bit different though. It's not like the full. It's not an actual. That's not usually what you think of. Last 2 things. The Batman Arkham series is getting a soft reboot.
How is it now?
It's basically actually confirmed now. Actually, it is. It says it's confirmed. The article says that there was an interview or there was an exclusive, information release here through once this article loads through a website that I don't know the name of until this article loads. Why? Why is it taking forever?
Unfortunate.
There it is.
Geek Worldwide. They've confirmed that there's a new Batman game in the works, which is a soft reboot to the critically acclaimed Arkham series. A sequel to Arkham Knight was planned previously, where Bruce Wayne's son Damian Wayne would take on the Cape and Cowl. However, WP ended up canceling that project before they could announce it at the Game Awards in 2016. If you recall,
that long ago. Wow.
If you recall, I think they said that they pulled something from the Game Awards in 2016, and we never knew what it was.
Oh, that might have been it. Yeah.
WB then decided they needed a fresh start and started the development on this game. This game is going to kick a new canon-friendly story. After this game releases in autumn this year, there will be another DC game made by the original creators of the Arkham games, Rocksteady. That's what these guys are saying. I don't know if this is 100% confirmed. This article says confirmed, but like I don't see anywhere. It doesn't even say that WB said this.
Yeah.
I kind of want to find this article from Geek Worldwide, but there's definitely, if it's not confirmed, there's definitely some big stuff happening here. That's probably real.
It's relative confirmation.
Exactly. What is his website?
Don't know.
Here we go. Exclusive. New Batman game reboot coming fall 2020. Sources close to GW have confirmed. So it's confirmed, but not like an official sense. It's sources from the studio told these guys this.
So it's very credible sources have said this is gonna happen.
Okay, so it's like if
they just didn't come out themselves and be like, yeah, it's gonna happen.
So it's like if you had your own game studio and your sister came to me and was like, yeah, something's happening. There might be a confirmation.
Basically.
All right, gotcha.
So yeah, we already talked about the whole game with all the symbols they've been releasing and stuff like that, so we know all that stuff already.
At this point, I've been hearing about this shit so much. Just show me what
I know.
See how it is. It's Batman.
Lastly, this article reads, it appears that last year, Microsoft was looking to buy Platinum Games.
Whoa.
Though that seems that that is no longer the case.
What happened? Like,
so basically, recently they got an investment from Tencent, which I think we might have mentioned in the podcast. It's just like a
Platinum did?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just like here's some money.
Yeah.
And then they were just like, okay, thank you. We'll make
we'll
make games.
If you don't pay it back, we'll break your kneecaps.
Fuck you.
Because Tencent's that kind of company.
So.
Well, they didn't give him much.
Following stuff talking about Wonderful 101 last week, or a couple weeks ago now.
That was 2 minutes ago.
This guy said, Daniel Ahmad, he's a pretty big guy on Twitter for gaming news, along with Nibel and Warrior64. With Platinum Games having secured an investment from Tencent, which will allow the company to pursue a multi-platform strategy for self-developed IP, we should start to hear more about what they've been working on soon, and that has to do with Wonderful 101 and the other 3 projects we're going to hear about as well. And then on top of that, Brad Sams, who is a Microsoft insider, replied to the tweet and said, pretty sure last year Microsoft was looking to buy them. Guess that deal fell apart, or they decided to go into another direction. So that would have been a pretty big get for Microsoft right there.
That would have been really big.
And then that also could have led to a reviving of the Scalebound. Maybe. I mean, that could still happen, but that could have been more closely knit. You know,
this is kind of not fair for me to say, right? But every time I think of Microsoft buying someone, I think of Rare, and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, that's the old Microsoft buying someone.
Yeah, that's why I said it's not fair for me to say.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Sony has done the same thing. I wouldn't be surprised if they did the same, if they did something of the same nature. But I'm like,
I don't know if they've bought.
You take
it's
someone
mainly because
like
I don't
Rare.
think Sony has bought any huge developer after they made the good games that they made, other than Insomniac recently.
God, you take you take a hard hitter like Rare,
Yeah.
and you make them make shovelware.
Yeah. Wasn't good. Then they made Rare Replay, and then they made Sea of Thieves. So now we're back on track.
Yeah.
And then now they're making that new game too that we talked about from.
Yes.
Forget what it's called. That one we saw like a tease of.
Mm-hmm.
See, that would have been a huge get for Microsoft, but
yeah.
Question.
still excited for Platinum's
Go for it.
games.
That one game that was all about like perspective or whatever, like the one that we saw at the, was it the State of Play, I think? Or was it the Game Awards?
I know what you're talking about.
That was me.
Yeah, the one
Yeah,
where
I know.
the one where you like pick something
Yeah,
up
yeah.
and then like you raise up and then it gets bigger. I can't remember what that game's called
Oh, that
or
was a
when
State
it's
of
coming
Play.
out.
Yeah.
And I always forget what it's called and when it's coming out, which is unfortunate and weird considering I really want that game.
I forget what it was called. You have to look at Nico can look it up.
Like nothing's even coming to mind.
But yeah, that was at the last State of Play. That's where it was.
I want that game so bad.
Oh, I know the name now. I can't remember. You're in like that, you're in that. Yeah, it's right there. And it's the first one, Superliminal.
That's what it's called?
Yeah.
When is it coming out?
Good question.
I need it.
That one where you're in like a hall,
Yeah,
you're in like
yes.
hallways
Yes,
and stuff like
that's
that.
April.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, it's April 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for the window shopping, guys. Let's watch some trailers real quick, and then we're gonna move on to the news blast.
I believe.
I got something for the news blast to start us off. Just
Okay,
you know.
so for the trailers today, we're gonna watch the new announcement of the Fighter Pass for season 3 of Dragon Ball Fighters, and then we're gonna watch I'll let Wesley take care of the other one.
Sure.
Sorry, this one's all me, boys.
Count me down.
1, 2, 3.
By the end of this, I'm gonna be like, I want to play this game.
Dragon Ball Fritters.
Play this game. I'll get bile.
See, I said it earlier. I'm very interested to see what this character does, but I'm cautious.
Look at how many Gokus are in this
Yeah.
game.
So I'm trying to see. I hope he's not. I hope he's not a counter character. That looks like a counter though. But I need to see what this character is supposed to be looking like, moveset wise.
I love how his shirt just disappears.
Facts.
Doesn't even come off it or break. It just disappears.
So yeah, the reveal for Ultra Instinct Goku surprisingly was not that good.
Yeah, but then
I said, except you're not the Supreme, but whatever.
yeah, we don't care about Kefla like as far as the show,
As a character, I don't give two flying fucks.
but she looks fun.
God, she looks dope.
She looks very fun.
Thick.
I wouldn't say that.
I mean, the female characters in Dragon Ball don't get enough love, so.
Well, I was saying to Trey, the female characters in in Fighters are very fun. Like
Sure.
I
specifically,
find them to be like the most amount of fun.
I should play this game more. I'm not gonna play this game more, but I should. No, that's a fusion character.
yeah.
Yes.
Gotcha. It's cool. And you got 3 more obviously after that. So
Yeah, she's basically female Broly. Well, not the fusion character. The one of the girls is basically female Broly.
So
cool.
little bit more about that is that they're actually changing stuff about the game, which they actually expressed that they want to do more of. They're going to do more of this year, aside from like buffing and nerfing characters. But I know I think the first way they told us that they're going to do that is by adding more options for assists. And you know, like after you choose your 3 characters, you're gonna go select their skins, right? Well, there's actually an option to select one of 3 assists that they can do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so if you don't like a character's assist, you can change it
Yeah.
before the match starts.
Nice.
Which,
Sounds good.
again, to me, still isn't as good as BB Tag, but it's definitely a step up.
But I've always liked loadouts in fighting games.
Yes,
like
loadouts are
Naruto,
good.
even though Naruto's not the best example of a fighting game.
Yes.
But like, yeah, I've always liked loadouts and
That's
Yeah,
cool.
it's like like this assist for this character is meta. This assist for this character is meta. If you're going for this team comp, then then you want to run this assist.
because like with BB Tag, and I don't want to go on too much of a tangent, but
Yes.
with like BB Tag, yes, it's cool that you have 3 assists that you can use, but it's also harder to execute. Whereas if you have loadouts, it still gives that that flexibility, but
True.
but it's easier to execute.
True. You could argue that this is like the easier to grasp version.
But I wouldn't go as far as to say that like BB Tech should cut that shit out or anything.
Oh no, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, they're totally fine doing what they're doing. But-
Speaking of which, where's my next season of BB Tag? But whatever, we're not on that.
All right, so the next thing we got here is first I want to give a huge shout out to Parasite and Mr. Bong Joon-ho. Nigga, this movie is stupid good.
It sucks.
It's just ridiculously good,
That's
and
terrible.
I want everyone to watch it. It was in theaters for a long time too. I actually didn't watch it until 2 weeks ago or something like that, and it got into theaters October 11th, I think. It was early October, and it was still in theaters up until like last week.
Wow.
So which is ridiculous. It scored a 99% on Rotten Tomatoes, 98% on Metacritic, and an 8.6 out of 10 on IMDb. Like ridiculous amounts of like love for this movie from people like around the world. It's a Korean movie, so it is subtitled, but like, man, if you don't like, even if you don't like that kind of stuff, you should just give this a try. It's ridiculously good. It also won a ton of stuff at the Oscars. It won Best Picture, which is the big award. It won Best Director for Bong Joon-ho. Best Foreign Language Film, which is actually ridiculous for foreign language film winning both the Foreign Language Film award and Best Picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Figure Pixar.
Yeah, picture. My bad. Best original screenplay, best production design, and best film editing.
AKA,
Those two
it's
was just
the
nominated.
best.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, those two were nominees. They didn't win them, but yeah,
They
they were
won
still.
4 of their 6 nominations,
Yes.
basically.
Which is
Pretty crazy for an Oscars.
and pretty crazy for a foreign film.
Yeah. that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
exactly.
To do that at a.
I believe
at
it
the
is
Oscars.
pretty crazy for NASCARs.
What?
And so I wanted to just take the time here real quick to watch the trailer for those of you who haven't seen it. These guys have not seen Parasite, and we're going to have a movie night soon to watch it. But I wanted to show the trailer out there for people that haven't watched it. And I actually want to ask you guys after this
Sure.
something. So let's roll the trailer.
No, I've never eaten parsnips before.
Neither have I.
1, 2, 3.
Well, there's your answer. Nigga.
Forget bow.
뭐야, 소독해? 창문 닫아.
나도 봐. 공짜로 집안에 소독도 하고.
Figure, ooh.
부모님 얼굴도 뵙고 좋더라 건강돼가지고.
일거리가 없으셔.
네가 내 대신 얘 과외 선생님 좀 해줘라 영어.
대학생인 척하라는 거야?
구라를 좀 치지 뭐.
Sorry for the audio listeners. You're gonna have to come to the
좋은
YouTube
실력으로
Oh,
video.
yeah.
맨날 떨어지냐.
아이씨 죽을래.
Or just watch it on your own time. Just search up the Parasite
위조나
trailer.
범죄라고 생각하지 않아요. 참으로
Or just watch the movie.
부자들이 원래 참 잘 속아. 사모님이 뭐랄까.
풀타임으로 수업 어떻게 하시는지. Is it okay with you? 우리 다송이는 완전 예술가 재질인데
침팬지를 그린 거죠.
자화상이에요.
역시.
그동안
있어요.
미술쌤도 여러 명 바꿔가면서 해봤는데요.
제가 사람 하나가 휙 하고 떠올랐는데
아 잠깐. 제시카 외동딸 일리노이 시카고 과선배는 김치모 그는 이사촌.
But
That was very popular, by the way. There's a ton of TikToks and stuff for it.
부자인데 착하다니까.
진짜니까 착한 거지. I'm deadly serious.
근데 지금 진짜로 이상한 게 뭔 거 같아.
he said he was pregnant.
Now, before I ask the question, I have to say I actually watched this last night when Kenyatta was over because he hadn't seen it. Huh?
The trailer?
The trailer. Because he hadn't seen the trailer, and I have to say it's very very different watching the trailer after seeing the movie. It's like a very different experience. But anyway, I wanted to ask you guys, what is your best description of what this movie's about after seeing that?
I'm honestly not sure. You told me the
I told you
beginning
a
premise
little
of
bit,
it.
yeah.
The other day.
But I want your, what do you honestly think this movie is about?
In my best words,
Oh God.
what the fuck did I just watch? What the fuck? What was any of that?
I don't know what it was either.
Man was talking about his like there was an English tutor. Then he was like, no, like he's an art student. None of his tutors last. I'm like, so are you an art tutor or are you an English tutor?
Well, she
Then
was
it
saying
says
that.
something about rich. Then this says something about rich niggas. I just have no idea what the hell.
And the movie's called Parasite, and in the beginning they were fumigating.
Is it the parasite that is rich people? Is that being rich is like a virus? Is that you're all sick?
I'm obviously not going to tell you the answer, but
You have to get down with the sickness?
you're going to have to watch the movie. Anyway, yeah, like I said,
Then they're throwing water on light bulbs. That doesn't seem safe.
that's not what happened.
freaking water on light bulbs.
That's what I saw the freeze frame as.
No, they were throwing water, yes, but there was a light bulb right before that was blinking. It was a cut.
Oh, cheap.
Clearly, they're concerned
Like
about
throwing
the.
water on light bulbs.
Clearly,
man.
they're not very concerned about the environment. That also concerns me.
But yeah,
It just seems like a very irresponsible show, or a movie, whatever.
really good movie. Highly recommend it. That's all. That's all I really got to say.
Yeah, I've got no idea what I just watched. I would have to watch it again.
We'll have to watch that movie.
I can guarantee you, no matter how many times I see the trailer, I'm not going to know what
Oh, I
just
don't.
watched.
I don't care about watching the trailer again. I want to watch the movie now.
It's weird. It's one of those things where like, and obviously you obviously know what the trailer is once you watch the movie. But this trailer makes so much sense to me now. I know exactly what is going on. As far as like when I watched it before watching the movie, when I watched the trailer before watching the movie, I had no idea what was happening.
That makes one of us.
Absolutely no idea. And like now it makes perfect sense. I know exactly what's going on. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
I want to just give a quick shout out that turned into a long shout out. You're welcome.
All right, let's move through the news blast because I gotta go soon.
Oh yeah.
So
So
get you moving.
Can I do the my
Oh
thing?
yeah, you got a thing.
Yeah, I got a thing.
You have a
Okay.
thing
I
to
got a
add?
thing
Oh, you got a thing?
that comes before your thing.
I also have a penis.
No.
That's not what we're talking about.
For entertainment tech news, I guess. I
Okay.
noticed
have
on
a
my phone,
technological
on my
penis.
Google 4.
My Goo 4.
Shut up. My Google Pixel 4 XL. I was just looking at my phone, and then I realized that the Google Maps app changed the icon
My Google
after
Forksel.
years of it being what it was.
Yeah, I saw it.
It now better
yesterday.
matches the rest of the Google apps scheme,
Thank you.
color-wise,
Hi-
and the white background.
What?
So
That just reminded me
throwing
of
that out
something.
there.
I got a bone to pick with Microsoft.
Oh no.
I really
I got
thought
a
you were
bone
gonna, I
to
really
pick.
thought you were gonna say I have a boner.
I have
like,
a
why?
bone to pick with Microsoft. They changed the UI on the Xbox. I loaded up yesterday to watch some Verve, and I'm not liking what I'm seeing. Okay.
I actually, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Is it out yet? I thought it was in the beta.
I don't know. I didn't know they were even changing it. Either way, I'm not liking what I'm seeing. So,
I'm pretty sure it's a cleaner version of what we already have.
if you want, you can load up your Xbox real quick and
I don't
see
even
it.
know if my Xbox has the update.
I don't know.
I thought it was in the beta.
I loaded up my Xbox and I was just like ready to turn it upside down and turn it off. Cause
Okay. I'll
Anyway.
check it out later.
anyway, so my thing. So this is actually interesting. So the headline here is distraught mom pens letter to Amazon CEO claiming daughter named Alexa is constantly bullied. So apparently, didn't know this was a thing, but people with the name Alexa are being harassed,
Yeah.
and there's actually a whole like Reddit thread dedicated to people hating Amazon for naming the Alexa or the Echo the Alexa.
Oh, so there's just
And-
a subreddit full of
Yeah.
people named
serious?
Alexa.
And yeah, people that are named Alexa talking about how they hate and their hating experiences with the name. This particular one,
I knew this would happen.
I knew this would happen.
Real quick though,
I knew this day
there was
would
a girl,
come.
Alexa, from my high school,
Mm.
and she was in my calculus honors class in my senior year, and like people would jokingly say stuff to her all the time.
Exactly. So this particular
People are fucking stupid.
I know,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
People think they're original too, making the jokes.
My thing is, I'd play along.
so
Be like, shut up, bitch.
this one in particular though. So a distraught mother sent a letter to Amazon pleading with the company to help stop the bullying. She says her 6-year-old daughter has been experiencing
Damn.
from
six.
sharing the same name with the virtual assistant device Alexa. This is part of the letter. Mr. Bezos, I write to you as a father and
Mr.
human
Bagels.
being. Freaking bagels.
Mr.
Human
Amazon.
being. Rather than a CEO of Amazon, she said, we're not asking for wealth or recognition from this request. We just want to correct an error we believe as a giant mistake. And so, yeah, basically, like, her child is experiencing people at school just ordering her to do things like tell me the weather, turn on my TV, all that shit. And she's being bullied. Yeah, they laugh at her and treat her like a servant. And this has been an ongoing issue everywhere they go. And so,
It's fucking terrible.
yeah.
It really is.
And so,
There's two sides to this, and neither of which justify bullying,
Yeah.
right? Obviously.
No, for sure. Yeah.
Number one, so okay, in the letter, what does she want Jeff to do?
so I was about to get to that, and which
All right, say that. Say
yeah.
that now. 'cause
So
that's relevant
basically,
here.
she's pleading for the change of the name,
of course.
of course.
Yeah.
But you know, you
I think the damage is done.
yes,
It's
exactly.
not,
The
that's
damage
that's
is
what I was
done.
gonna say. The name's already out there. Everyone's going to know it as the Alexa.
So the damage
It's
is
funny
done,
if people
first of
call
all.
it that, by the way, because it's not called. It's called the Echo.
Yeah.
And people still refer to it by its name that you talk to it as.
By the way,
which is hilarious.
As you would.
But the worst part is because they're doing that, you also trigger it. I'm sure someone who's listening to this podcast will have their
I was gonna
Amazon
apologize.
Echo triggered.
Oh, you mean their Alexa?
Oh, man.
Anyway, yeah. So
Black Sox?
Forget Black Sox. It does work with that.
yeah. So like, I was actually looking into it too. The other thing about this, the popularity of the name Alexa actually has decreased significantly.
I was gonna say, why would you want to name your child that
Yeah,
now?
they've
completely ruined the name for
Exactly.
anyone that wanted to name
It
their daughter
peaked.
that.
Oh, a lot of people. What was that 2006?
Yeah. So it peaked at 6,052 people in the
That's babies.
babies.
Name that when?
Yeah, in 2006, I think.
2006.
It's hard to tell. It's hard to line it up.
Can you stay on axis of your microphone, please?
I'm looking at the damn thing.
and it's since then decreased to 3,053, so almost half.
And 6,052 was not the peak, not the highest it's ever been.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But that was
I just
shortly.
saw that, yeah.
That's funny though. It spiked shortly after
Yeah.
Amazon's Alexa came out, and then it dropped.
Yeah.
So people wanted to name their kid that.
I was gonna say,
and then they realized it was a bad idea.
There's definitely some parents that thought they'd be funny,
Thought
and
it'd be
clever
funny
to
or
do
whatever,
that.
yeah.
But
I mean, it's a nice name, but like,
it is
yeah, I
a
don't know why
nice
you do
name,
that.
But
So when I say I see two sides, I see both sides. I see the side of the parent, obviously, and the side of Amazon.
Yeah.
Because obviously, well, we just discussed the side of the parent. So with the side with Amazon, I believe they said it before, and we might have discussed it. Or well, I think we discussed it in our friends group, but they want to make it so you're talking to an actual person.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't so if you want to make someone feel like you're talking to a person, why wouldn't you give them a human name? Most people aren't named Echo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that too. Yeah. That was the main thing about.
Even though I'm considering calling my son that because that's fucking beast. Anyway.
Yeah, that was the main thing about the Amazon Echo is they're trying to have it sound very organic and roll off the tongue.
It sounds like a person.
Natural, yes.
Yeah.
Give them the name of the person. Give
It's
the
not
feel of the person.
it's not the most common name either.
Yeah.
It's not.
I don't know if I don't think I've ever met someone named Alexa before.
I know people
hearing
who are
this.
named Alexis.
Yeah.
But not Alexa.
Yeah, I've never heard that before.
But that's not to say that obviously there aren't a lot of people named
yeah.
Alexa.
Yeah.
I mean, when you think about 6,000 babies and that was peak compared to how many people were born a year, it's not a very large number. So it's not one of the most common names.
So
But, yeah.
with the bullying, as we said, damage has already been done. You could change the name. You could change the name to Echo. People are
Yeah,
It's
you
going to
you
happen.
can do that, by the way. You can change how yours reacts,
Yeah.
but
that's
it's
not gonna
forced to be
change.
Alexa from default.
I might actually do that.
But Echo,
But damage.
Yeah.
They
It really sucks.
Yeah, the damage is done.
It's going to happen still. Kids aren't going to be like, oh, it's called Echo now. Oh, well, never mind. No, they're going to be like,
let's go make fun of the
they're gonna be
kid
like,
named
oh,
Echo over there.
yo. No, they're going to be like, I don't give a shit if the name changed.
Yeah.
Still gonna make the joke. And kids are mean.
Kids are very mean.
Kids are mean.
Kids are mean. Kids are stupid.
assholes.
I know firsthand. We all know firsthand. Kids are terrible. Kids suck.
Yeah.
So if anything, I wouldn't go to Bezos. I'd go to the children's parents.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, your kid's an asshole.
But that still doesn't like change school behavior because
Yeah.
you can only control your kids so much. But
It-
yeah.
I believe it will change some kids, but no, other kids,
Yeah.
you can't
Yeah.
change that.
It's real unfortunate. I feel bad for her, but like I don't really know if there's anything that can really be done here.
Then,
on
honestly-
either side.
You can't reverse anything. You can.
Yeah.
There's changes you can make so that in the future it's minimized. But once the decision was made, however many years ago, when they created the Echo and Alexa, that
Exactly.
it would just be
But
Speaking of, sorry.
ruined.
I just wanted to say this real quick. But yeah, I really wanted to kind of like talk about this with you guys on the podcast specifically because like I just think it's crazy that like one company has altered the future of 6,000 people, basically.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it,
Well over that. 'Cause that's
Yeah,
just 2006. It's
exactly.
probably like, I don't know,
those people are all in their teens now.
Yeah.
70,000 people.
If
in the
you
world
think
right now or
about it,
something.
Amazon is one of the biggest companies in the world.
Yeah.
They have a huge shopping industry. They have huge e-commerce website. They have a huge cloud infrastructure, and then on top of that, like Jeff Bezos is always battling to be the richest man in the world. So like this company's huge, and their impact is huge. Now the thing is, I don't even think they're gonna they're gonna change the name.
No,
Oh no,
absolutely
of
not.
course not. No.
Because they wouldn't do that. It'd be a terrible business decision.
I heard
Jeff
she didn't.
doesn't care.
Let me
Yeah.
look in the
Jeff,
article.
Jeff probably as a person cares,
Yeah.
but Jeff as the
a
CEO of
CEO,
Amazon doesn't
exactly.
care.
Dude, there are people suffering that are working in Amazon, his own employees. Pretty sure if he doesn't care about them, he doesn't give two flying fucks that some random woman's kid is getting
And I
bullied.
think
even though he should.
I can try to find it while we're talking, but I think that she didn't even get a response from him at all. It was like
Of course he didn't.
Yeah, it
Amazon
was
rep, probably.
some Amazon rep, exactly. So
And if I were Amazon, I wouldn't have thought of that. Because I bet you there are a lot of people who are like, why would you even name her Alexa? Why would you even name it Alexa to begin with? Because of the reasons that we just said.
yeah, here it is. An Amazon representative named Patricia from Amazon's tech support customer relations team replied to Lauren's letter last week on behalf of Jeff Bezos. She apologized for the experience Lauren and her family have been going through. I'm very sorry. This is the quote, a message sent back to her. I'm very sorry to hear about the experience you're having. I definitely understand this has been frustrating, Patricia wrote. I really appreciate the time that you've taken to voice your concern. Let us know about the issues you've run into.
Yo, I hate this statement already. I just read the whole thing.
I have sent your feedback onto our internal teams. Thanks for making sure we are aware of your experience. But yeah, that's.
I would say that I hate the response. What else do you say to that?
I mean, sound a little bit more human.
Change your daughter's name?
Sound a
what do
little
you
more
say?
human in the response. I'd say that just sounds so PR.
Exactly.
Like it's
a
the
very
same
PR.
experience. Frustrating. Like it's those words you always see in those kinds of
Yeah.
responses. Like you couldn't have been a little bit more human.
Yeah.
Oh well. Like we said though, there's nothing we can really do about it at this point.
I get it. It's like
It's over.
It's like
Exactly.
I'm sorry your daughter. I'm really sorry your daughter's going through that. Though honestly, if kids really want to bully someone, they're gonna find something else.
Oh yeah,
true.
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a real shame.
It is.
Moving on. Thanks Wesley for bringing that good story in here.
Thanks, man.
I'm probably gonna have to walk out of the podcast a little bit early, so I'm gonna need Wesley to take it home for us. With the
He always
news
takes it
blast.
home.
Oh no.
I always
Yeah.
finish you off.
So
Yep.
I'll get through some of these topics, but I'll have to go. I'll have to go for the last few minutes here because I gotta leave.
Ew.
I need to blow my nose, but let me finish
Shut
this
up.
off first. First things first for the news blast today. NVIDIA's GeForce Now service is finally out of beta.
NVIDIA's GeForce Raw.
It's been in beta for like 2 or 3 years now. GeForce Now is a game streaming service that allows you to play games you already own on Steam, Origin, Battle.net, Epic Games Store, and more. Like things like League, you can play League on there too. Anywhere, as long as you have the app and an internet connection.
Yes.
And I'm presuming on mobile you might need a controller as well. So the service is finally out of beta. It's been testing for years now. I had access to it. I've used it a few times. It's worked pretty well. There's a free version and a paid version of the service that is available today, which is different than Stadia, because Stadia doesn't have a free version yet. The free version gets you standard access, which means you don't have any sort of priority if the servers are having any sort of queue or anything like that. It allows you to play games in 1-hour sessions. So if you want to just hop in and play a few matches or something, maybe, or you can do that for free. you already own the game on your on PC, you can do that for free through GeForce Now. I don't know if the 1 hour sessions means the session closes and you can just reopen another one and just do it again. I don't know if there's like a timeout window. I'm not sure about that.
I gotta imagine it's like once per day. Otherwise, how do you?
I don't know.
Because if it's just,
I feel like it'd be kind of silly
get
if you do
kicked
once per
off and
day,
then have
though.
to get back on, then what's the point?
It's like, you might
It's
as
really
well
for
give me the
server
game.
load, I think.
I guess that would be my. That's what I
The
would
paid version gets you priority access. So, like I said, if there's some sort of queue or it's stopped up, you'll get priority. You get an extended session length of 6 hours, so you can play continuously for 6 hours. Which, I mean, if you're playing on the cloud, you're probably not doing very long. That's super long anyway.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if you did.
So you shouldn't really reach that. And then on top of it, you also have the ability to use ray tracing on your games in the paid version. The paid version has a 90-day free introductory period when you sign up, and after that, it's $5 a month.
Nice.
Though the $5 a month is a limited time price and will go up eventually when that limited time ends.
Well, at least they tell you that.
Yeah. Though we don't know when that is or what the price will be. If I were to take a guess, it'd be $7 or $10 a month. That would be my guess.
Something like that, yeah. Not any more than that.
Yeah, I would agree. So yeah, if you're interested in this sort of thing, it's a great thing to do. If you want to try it out, you can try it for free, or you can sign up for a paid version and get 90 days free of the Pro, or what do they call it, the Founders subscription, because that's their word that they use in a lot of things.
Yeah.
So yeah, go check it out. If you want to play your PC games on the go, maybe you have a laptop that's not very capable and you want to play your games from your game PC on your laptop while you're in your hotel room or something like that, you can do that. You can do it on your phone. And if you have an NVIDIA Shield, you can do it on your TV as well. Or you can just plug your computer into your TV, either or.
NVIDIA Hume.
So that is NVIDIA GeForce Now, which is really a better competitor to Stadia at the moment.
Yeah.
It does a lot of what Stadia does, but better.
Yeah.
Next up, big news. Dan Houser, which is the co-founder of Rockstar Games, is leaving the company.
Yes.
Oof.
Saw this.
Dan Houser has been on break from the company since spring of last year, but now will be leaving the company effective March 11th. He founded the company with his brother Sam Houser in 1998 and was responsible for a lot of the culture at the company. He was the lead writer on most of their games, including GTA 5, which is the third best-selling game of all time. On top of that, it says Sam Houser's role remains the same, according to a Rockstar representative. And Take-Two's statement on the matter reads, quote, "We are extremely grateful for his contributions. Rockstar Games has built some of the most critically acclaimed and commercially successful game worlds, a global community of passionate fans, and an incredibly talented team, which remains focused on current and future projects." So it's going to have a ripple effect on the company for sure. We'll see how much it affects, because he was the lead writer, so there's that going for it. And then, of course, he's a co-founder with his brother, so he obviously is responsible for a lot of how the company kind of was built and is. So this is big. This is definitely big.
I hope he moves on to better things.
Yeah, we don't know what he's doing yet, but I'll tell you who we do know who's doing what. We have another person leaving a company.
Damn.
Rod Ferguson, studio head at the Coalition, which is in charge of the Gears franchise.
Yikes.
He's leaving the company, but we know where he's going. He's going to Blizzard to oversee the future of Diablo.
I thought you were going to say Overwatch 2. I was like, oh, damn it.
That'd be crazy. No, he's going to go oversee the future of Diablo, of the entire Diablo franchise. So that's a pretty big move right there.
I don't know why you would want to jump to Blizzard right now, but
That's what I was thinking the same.
Yeah.
But
Although, I mean, I guess if anything, you could use some good things. Blizzard could use some good things, and this is a good thing.
perhaps.
So,
like a separation.
Perhaps.
I mean, Rod's been doing a good job over there at Gears at the Coalition since Gears 3 was with Cliff and all that stuff back in the day. So good to see that he's going on to something which is definitely, I think Diablo is definitely a bigger project than Gears is, quite frankly. Yeah. So he's moving up specifically, but it is sad to see him leave the Coalition and the Xbox Studios teams over there. So good luck to him. I'm gonna do a few more, then I'm gonna get out of here.
Ralph.
Ubisoft said in a recent earnings call that 3 of its 5 upcoming AAA games will be released between October and December 2020. Wow. If you recall, those 3 games that were previously delayed, and those games are Watch Dogs Legion, Gods and Monsters, and
Grandma
Rainbow
City,
Six
yeah.
Quarantine. Remember, those were supposed to come out earlier this year, but they all got delayed because of the whole. They were like, we need to take more time with our games because of what happened with Ghost Recon Breakpoint.
Yes.
We also know that all 3 of these games will receive some sort of quote HD patch for next gen consoles, so they're all going to be kind of cross compatible.
Cool.
And then on top of that, they confirmed that Beyond Good and Evil 2 is not one of the 5 games that is coming out soon.
That game's not coming out this year either. I saw
Jeez,
an article
man.
saying that, so
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
not coming out till at least
Well,
2021.
one of the this thing spans until March, so it's not coming up till beyond March of 2021. Sure. Because the other thing is that the other
crazy,
2
man.
games that were mentioned, according to Jason Schreier, that are releasing between January and March 2021 are the new Assassin's Creed and Far Cry games.
Yum.
So, and that's interesting. They're doing a spring release of those, so that's really cool to see.
All I'm saying is I better not see nothing about those games. I better not see no trailers. I better not see nothing.
We'll probably see them at E3.
Yeah, we'll see stuff at E3
We shouldn't see them until E3 though.
Yeah.
because it wouldn't make any sense.
unless like a leak happens. But
Yeah. Well, we've already been getting a ton of Assassin's Creed leaks. We already know that it's going to be something. I think it's supposed to be called Assassin's Creed Ragnarok. It's supposed to take place in like the like Viking stuff going on over there.
which actually sounds dope. I'm finally gotten back into Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I was and some of the like armor in that, like I got this like Persian war helmet, and it's got like this like crazy metal like almost like a Oni mask,
Okay.
but then it's got like the Persian style and like the cloth around the head.
Sick.
So it looks fucking dope. So like Viking stuff, oh man, that'd look dope. I know Ubisoft be able to make that look real nice.
I just came off of Vinland Saga, so Viking stuff.
Yeah, we were also
Oh,
talking
makes
about how
sense.
that game needs more polish.
Yeah.
So hopefully they've had a lot of time to work on this Assassin's Creed game. So hopefully that means that this game is going to be more polished in the future.
Yeah.
And actually, you know what? I'm gonna save the last story here for next week. So I'll just do the last one before that, and we'll be good to go.
Okay.
Real quick, let me just refresh this.
Now,
There.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen what is next. All I'm gonna tell you is it sucks.
You are correct.
And I am excited for the new Far Cry when that comes out next year.
Yeah.
I am ready.
The Mafia 3 developer, as well as Michael Condrey's new 2K studio, may reveal projects in the coming months. So Mafia 3's developer is Hangar 13, and Michael Condrey is the co-creator of Dead Space, who recently started a new studio at 2K. So these are two, big teams, and they're supposed to be having games that are going to be coming in the near future. So it says we're going to share with you more about that in the upcoming months. So you might hear about these soon. And we also heard more recently this week about how BioShock is several years out because they're still working. They're saying they started developing it, but remember we read the Jason Schreier thing. They were like, oh, they've been working on it.
Yeah.
So we'll see what that actually means when that
Stop
happens.
telling me about it.
But it does say
Fuck.
that they're building the most robust pipeline in their history in terms of games that are coming out from 2K. So
Bold statement.
Exactly, bold statement indeed.
It worries me. It definitely worries me.
And that's it. I'm gonna go through that last story next week because it's not particularly time relevant. So that's all.
Alrighty.
And I will see you guys later because I have to go. So finish them off without me, Wesley.
I'll finish you guys off without Hike. It's gonna be hard, but we'll get through it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna be it for the Market Podcast episode 17. Thanks everyone for watching. Remember to give us a like on the video if you enjoyed yourself and comment. We want to hear y'all's opinions on today's topics. Subscribe if you want to see more, and don't forget, if some of you bozos in there wishing you could listen to the show while you're doing your homework or whatever y'all get into, look no further. We're on a number of podcast platforms like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Castbox, etc. The list goes on and on. All links are down in the description below. Same goes for you audio listeners. If you want to see anything from the episode, hop over to the YouTube, like Parasite. I know y'all want to see that, so hop over. I know you want to. Show your boys some love. And that's going to be it.
All right, and if you're not watching us on YouTube, especially YouTube, I'm going to take a whole bunch of Coca-Cola soda cans, tie strings to all of them, build them in the form of a pyramid, and then yank them so hard that all of them topple over. But while they topple over, it opens the cans, and you have to clean all of that up. I will then leave your house.
Who hurt you, man?
Were you there? Were you there when they did it? Because you said you ended off with saying, "And then I will leave your house." So you're sitting there watching them.
Oh yeah, like when they come in, I'm going to look direct. I'm going to give them 3 seconds to notice what is happening, without changing my facial expression. Just yank, and then I will kindly walk out of their house.
Now, it's one of these. It's one of these. They walk in the.
Oh
room.
yeah, I'm also going to take away all of your paper towels, so you have to use napkins.
It's one of the. They walk in the room, and go, "What?" And then before they can even finish the why, it's
Yes.
sudden explosion of soda all over the floor.
I'll even go the extra mile, and I'll use your money to pay for the soda cans.
I mean, what a guy. Goodbye.
Okay. Goodbye, everyone. See you next week.
Yep.